All right, let's close out with the safeties. Start off at number 5, got Talanoa Hufanga. And we know Talanoa had a big breakout last year, and I'll talk about him a lot because I was a big fan. Kind of came out of nowhere. 5th round pick in 2021, not getting tons of tick, only started 3 games his rookie year. And we come out to, the sophomore year, starting all 17 games, getting that first team all-pro selection. It's a hell of a jump. And he was filling out the stat sheet, let me tell you. 4 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 2 sacks, 97 combined tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, and then 3 hits on the quarterback. Talanoa is just a guy who disrupts the game all around. He's going to be fantastic in the box. But, got to get him back up high a little still. He's going to still play great in zone for you. He can still do it all. And the big comparison, a lot of people were making last year is he's kind of like the new, you don't want to say it because it sounds a little disrespectful, but y'all know what I mean. Not like he's ever going to replace him, but like the new age Troy P. And when you look at him, you hear the name, you see him play. Like, it makes sense. It's more fun than anything, but, it really is true where it's like, wow, that could be really his ceiling. Just a hard hitter. Awesome in all aspects of the game. Talanoa Hufanga is a super fun, exciting young player. At number 4, we have Kevin Byard. So if you asked me at the end of last season who the best safety in the league was, I would have told you Kevin Byard. Because for a long period of time, up until then, he was playing at that level. But don't get me wrong, Kevin Byard is still an amazing safety, which is exactly why he's on this list here, number 4. Just a little bit of a regression last year. Whether it's the fact that he turned 29, almost 30, or whether it's the fact that Titans just had an off year, personally, I don't know. But hopefully he gets back to that all-pro level that we know he can be at. Regardless, still a real solid season last year. 4 interceptions, 6 passes defended, 108 combined tackles, and then 1 hit on the quarterback as well. Kevin Byard is one of those guys who's affecting the game best when he's just up top, rangy. That's Kevin Byard. Just an incredibly smart, fluid player. You got to know where he is at all times because if you don't, I promise he'll make you pay. Then at number 3, we got Derwin James. Let me be clear. In the league, Derwin James is one of those guys where I'll claim like that's my guy. I love Derwin James. I've always loved his game since he came out. So combine that with the fact that he really is one of the best defenders in the league. And you say, how is he at number 3 on the safeties list? This is what I was telling you all about. Making this list for the defensive players was so much harder than the offense. And it was for guys like this, where these position groups are so stacked out towards the top, no matter how you do the top 3, you hate yourself. But yeah, man, for how it was this year, I had him rounding out number 3. Let me explain. I think first things first, Derwin still didn't play every game last year. That's kind of been Derwin's stilo is that, you're not sure how often you're going to get him, especially since that major knee injury. But things have been a lot better since that injury. And, you pray, knock on wood, it keeps up. Because we as fans love having Derwin play. Derwin's just a fun, exciting player for a lot of reasons. Great length, super athletic, absolute ball hawk. And it shows statistically. Got 2 interceptions last year, 6 passes defended, 2 forced fumbles, 4 sacks, 115 combined tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, coupled with 5 quarterback hits. Derwin James is just everywhere, and you can allow him to be everywhere. He's so long, he's so lanky. There's just so much good stuff about him. You could throw him in the box, you can throw him up top. Derwin is just the definition of versatile in today's NFL. And at number 2, I'm prepared to catch a lot of flack. Like I said, whenever I have a one in my list where I know the people are going to really hate on it in the comments, I'm going to preface it just because I need y'all to know that I know that this might not be exactly what y'all are thinking. But again, let me explain myself. Give me a chance here. Number 2, already, we're going Kyle Hamilton. So again, I'm hearing you. Kyle Hamilton didn't necessarily start all these games, didn't play a lot compared to these other players. The snap count's not as high. The stats aren't there compared to. How could you do this? Well, again, like I said before about a few guys, this one is more of a projection of where I think he'll be at the end of this year. But look, regardless, you saw how we played last year when he was in there and when he was getting starting time. Kyle Hamilton was locking shit down. Not only locking things down, he's just so lanky compared to a lot of other players that play safety. He has the natural length, that 6'4" height, but he's also got that rangy speed, great jumping ability, super agile. And we knew this coming out. Kyle Hamilton was a very, very highly regarded prospect because of all these awesome traits that he has. Got healthy, shows that when he plays his game, Kyle Hamilton is unbelievable. I guarantee it. If Kyle Hamilton can stay healthy next year, play week 1 to 17, end of the year next year, everybody's gonna be talking about Kyle Hamilton, and everybody will be with me on the consensus here that Kyle Hamilton is a top 3 safety in the league. Like I said, I know right now you might not believe it. You might hate me for saying it, but it's not going to change it. It's true. Then at number 1, we got Minkah Fitzpatrick. And I don't think this is too much of a surprise. Hopefully I'm gathering you guys back here who I might have lost with my number 2, if you guys weren't feeling that one. No, but jokes aside, Minkah Fitzpatrick's just unbelievably dominant. And he has been really ever since he came in the league. All-pro selection last year. Leading the league with 6 interceptions, one of them being a pick 6. 11 passes defended, 96 total tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, and 1 hit on the quarterback. So obviously, Minkah's at his best, just roaming up high, just making life hell for any quarterback. And we know he does that incredibly well. But not only is he incredible in zone, completely viable in man, fantastic tackler. Minkah, one of those guys, just puts fear into an offense. And truly, that always will be the best trait you can have as a defender.